Welcome to Tokyo Alpha, the show where we talk about the Japanese NFT market. My name is Tony. I'm basically my specialty is the Japanese NFT market. I've been involved since 2021, especially the fall of 2021, and I produce Japanese language content on the Japanese NFT market. And this show, which you can find us at Tokyo Alpha HQ, and tweets and threads and just anything about the Japanese NFT market. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host, the co-founder of the Japanese NFT group, Spam DAO, and the project lead for the project Zeal Chain, Crypto. Hey,
Hello,
Crypto.
hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. I know you're always busy, but it's always great to have you and catch up and see what you're doing.
Sure, sure.
So, are you in Japan right now? You're still in Japan, right?
Yeah, I do plan to stay here till March.
Okay. Great. Okay. March. I guess things are going to get busier and busier with Zeal Chain as time passes, huh?
Yeah, so much going on. I can't tell you the details,
Yeah.
but so much is going on.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I know how these things go, but yeah, Zeal Chain for anybody that's not aware, it's a project that the art lead, the art is being done by Amano Yoshitaka, who is of course well known for Final Fantasy, the art from Final Fantasy. He is leading the art and all that behind that, and it's an interesting project that I'm personally interested in, but this show isn't sponsored or anything. It's just Crypto's my friend and he's working on that, so I like to ask him about it.
Yeah, actually,
I mean,
one of my teammates is here, Final Ryan. he,
oh, hey, Ryan is involved with the project.
I recruited him.
Oh man, right, that's so cool. Well, Ryan found out about the project on this space, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan's such a cool guy. Yeah, Ryan's always in my spaces and stuff, and no, that's great that you guys connected.
Yes, I'm hoping to build a nice team with Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. So Ryan, awesome. I'm glad you got the alpha from the show, and now you're involved with the project. That's great.
Yeah, I've been feeding him with a lot of alpha. So don't ask him anything. Don't ask him anything.
I'll DM you later, Ryan. No. I know you guys can. There's stuff you can't talk about yet.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he
that's
he
great.
did
That's
sign
great.
the NDA, so he can't talk about it.
Okay.
Okay,
No.
okay.
I know. Ryan's trustworthy. I know.
Yeah,
I know. He's not
he's
gonna
cool.
spill
Yeah,
the
he's
beans.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. No, that's great. I didn't know about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's gonna be
All
a
right.
AMA
So
host. AMA
yeah.
host for the Zero Chain.
Oh wow! Oh man, Ryan, awesome.
Oh,
Well,
he's
I
on
will
now.
do my best
He's like,
to listen to that when next time.
yeah,
Geez, I gotta go check that out.
yeah.
Do you have an announcement yet for the next AMA?
Next AMA, we haven't decided what day, but we're gonna have a town hall, and we're gonna have a bunch of private AMA with strong communities, like
Mhm.
behind the scenes. So we're
Great.
building.
Okay. No, I mean that's how you do it.
Yep.
That's great. That's great. All right. All right. So then let's get into it. So, have you bought anything? Because honestly, I don't think I bought anything this week. I think it's
Yeah,
zero.
I've been fading a lot of project. I just see it like go basically. I only minted a few projects, and the project I want to talk about is called what's this project called? Project A Heart.
How do you spell that?
Project A Heart. I can give you the
A.
yeah, A Heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like just like the letter A and then heart.
yeah. Uh,
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that one.
it's done by same artist as the Dendekaden.
Oh, sashimi.
Yeah, he's involved, and a lot of his friends are involved as well. So it's kind of like for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an
Send it over when you can.
open edition, and minted a few.
Oh. Oh, okay. And yeah, so sashimi, for anybody no doesn't know, very popular Japanese artist. They did the art for the Genesis collection of Dendekaden, which of course we've talked about before, has done very well. And they're also working on a project that we're going to be talking about, soon in this episode, Iroiro, that's minting, in the next today to like Friday, Saturday. And Sashimi already, was an established artist and has, I think, like over 30,000 followers or something like that. So they're very popular. I really don't know much about them as a person. I didn't really learn about them until I learned about Dendekaden. So I can't really say anything about them personally.
Yeah, me neither. It just looks fun, and I just jumped on it. That's all.
Yeah. So this is project underscore a underscore heart, like what's in your chest, like HEART. Yeah, at project underscore a underscore heart. I don't know. Project art is a cute NFT collectible. All right. I mean that sounds good. That's the Twitter profile. I love this profile. It's a cute NFT collectible.
Uh,
Don't ask me more. I love that. That's all you need to know.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. All right. I'm curious. I mean, I'll check this out later. Maybe I'll look into it more, but I didn't know about it. So if anybody's curious, there you go. That's something new. And Sashimi's art is great. I mean, they're always doing cool stuff. So uh, I mean, I don't know where this is going, but if it was a cheap open edition, whatever, like, hey,
Yeah,
just it's a cute NFT collectible. What more can you ask
yeah.
for?
Open edition. It pumped to like 0.02, and now it's back down to like 0.006 or something like that. It just
Okay,
for
okay.
fun, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if it's cheap and yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. All right. So that's cool. At least you got something because again, I didn't get anything. I tried to buy something and well, I guess let's just get into it. So kind of the big project that people were paying attention to in the past few days was, well, for the past week basically, was CryptoNinja World.
Yeah.
Um, and that was kind of the next big CryptoNinja connected project to come out, the next big generative. And for anybody, I think everybody in the space probably knows, but anything that has been CryptoNinja connected or CryptoNinja partners connected or Ikehaya connected has been doing well, very well in the past few months. Some projects like LLAC did crazy well. Owl Panda, of course, did really, 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 really good, like 2 ETH, and LLAC was like 4 ETH, maximum. But other projects connected to Ikehaya have also done well, just not as crazy as LLAC and APP. So Crypto Ninja was not an Ikehaya project. It's
Mm,
not a Crypto Ninja Partners project.
mm,
It's not a Ninja DAO project. It's a Start JPN project,
yeah.
which is a community led by this guy named Kose. I don't really know his background, but he has a bunch of businesses and he lives in the Philippines. And he's like a very well connected, seems like a successful guy.
Mm,
Uh, and of course, he launched Neo Stacky back in December. That did very well. We talked about that, went all the way up to 3 ETH. And then Crypto Ninja World, there were various ways to get whitelist for it, but most of them were like you had to hold 5 of Tokyo Alternative Girls or 1 Neo Stacky or Crypto Ninja Partners or LLAC or something. Like it was basically like if you hold an NFT, you get to mint.
mm,
Uh, and people were paying attention to this. We talked about this before. I've written a couple threads about this project, in the past couple days, and then the reveal was last night. So first of all, it when it launched, the floor briefly went up to like zero point 0.7 or something like that, zero point 0.7 something. That was during the first whitelist stage, but there were like 3 or 4 whitelist stages. And then the more the supply came out, the more it kind of calmed down. And then it went down to like the zero point 0.2 somethings, and I tried to get in there because I thought it was going to bounce, and I couldn't. It just kept selling. They kept like, Kose was buying, everybody was like buying. Uh, and then it went up to like zero point 0.3 something, point 4, and then it kind of calmed down. So I didn't buy anything. I couldn't get in low enough, and then I didn't want to get in high because I didn't want to hold this project for a long time. Um, and so yeah, I missed it. I couldn't get in. People were buying.
mm.
And then I let it go. And then the reveal was last night, and the floor calmed down to like 0.31 right before reveal. And then after reveal, Kose was buying. Some people were buying,
Uh-huh.
and the floor went up to like zero point 0.4 something, but then it calmed down again. And right now it's like zero point 0.3 something. I don't know, like lower 0.3s. So my whole idea was that I didn't think this was going to do as well as LAC or APP because it wasn't a directly connected project. I didn't feel like the Japanese community was as excited about it. And also, like, whether people are thinking about it in this way or not, this is basically a derivative project because it's not like Ikehaya is doing this and he did Crypto Ninja. And so this is the next evolution in his big plan. This is Kosei leveraging the IP of
Yeah.
Ikehaya in order to do a big
Mm-hmm.
project. But he didn't create Crypto Ninja, so I think it's perfectly fine to say it's a derivative. I'm not saying necessarily a negative or positive. It's a fact, right?
Yep.
So um, so that means like really the king of the Japanese NFT space is Ikehaya, and his main project is CMP. So like I don't see a scenario where Crypto Ninja World can outshine, can be number one in Japan. So for me, like there was always a ceiling there. Like there was a certain line that it couldn't cross, and again, there's not as much excitement from the Japanese side. Yes, there are a lot of foreign buyers, and Kosei is very connected to the foreign market. He's got some good connections, and people were like buying Neostaki at like 3 ETH and stuff. Like he I don't know, how he knows these people, but he's well connected with people with a lot of money, and some a lot of those people were buying in when on the secondary, so
Was
he's got good connections. But the thing is, like, I don't know, like the Japanese side is just not as passionate about this project. And last night in a space that he did during the reveal, he was really he was complaining in a kind of like lighthearted, kind of funny way, but he was still complaining, like, oh my God, it's always the Japanese wallets that are like selling. The Japanese wallets are selling. Come on, like don't sell. If you're gonna list for the price, don't list lower. Like he kept saying this. Like I listened for like maybe 40 minutes or something,
mm,
and he said this multiple times. And so like he's got this real focus on the floor price and diamond hands, and you get points for holding, which are the diamond hand points, and then you get rewarded, you get to do a free mint. And so, it's beneficial if you hold multiple. And he's built this system that is so focused on the floor price, and I don't like that focus on that, because then you're attracting that kind of
me
person,
neither.
and
Yep.
it becomes more about that
Yeah,
and not about what the project is.
yeah, it's driving away the community and driving away the collectors. He's just inviting the
Yeah.
traders. They're just gonna flip
Yeah.
and dump the floor.
Yeah, and we kind of are seeing this happen right now. I mean, of course, it could go up. You never know. They could flip. They could sweep the floor and it goes crazy. Of course, it could. But last I checked, the listings were like between like 1 to 2%, like before the reveal, and now they're like at 4%. So people are trying to hold up the floor in a way. They're not just outright cutting, undercutting, but they are listing more, and people are seeing this more as like in terms of percentage, yeah, 4% is super low, but still, like compared to 0.9% or something on like Crypto Ninja Partners, it's still a lot more. And people are looking at this, I think, more of a like a short term financial thing. And I mean, Kosei is crazy, busy. He's working really hard. He's got tons of stuff coming down. He's doing like 3D animations and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you talk about the floor so much, I don't like that. I think the emphasis needs to be like elsewhere,
Mm.
and that naturally results in people being passionate about the project, and resulting in a good strong community.
Yeah, the whole incentive to be part of his community is just making more money.
Yeah, yeah, and like that's sustainable to a degree when it's like Neostacky, when it's like 1,500 or something. Like that's much more manageable. They've got a lot of whales in there, so the amount of people in there is not that much. But this is an 11,000 111 collection, and they're going to be increasing the supply. Eventually it'll be 22,222, I think.
Yeah.
So it's much more difficult to repeat the same thing on a 10 times the scale, right?
Yes. Basically, Kosei was borrowing CNP's community's support, basically. So he,
Hmm.
he,
Yeah,
he can
and
copy
and
the
and
original.
appealing to the foreign market too, but
Yeah, foreign
but yeah,
market
he was
was
appealing the.
like they had the zero interest in the community. They just
Mhm,
wanted to farm and get the extract the ETH.
mhm,
That's
mhm.
all they wanted. They didn't care about being in the community or being part of the community. They didn't intend to collect the collection. They just wanted to flip it and turn that into ETH. They just wanted to extract ETH out of the project.
Yeah, and like the thing is that like for the Japanese community, like CryptoNinja means something because they believe in Ikehaya and they've seen how hard he's worked
Mhm.
and what he's trying to do. Whether he's successful or not, I don't know. He has been very
Yeah, he
successful, and I don't
has.
know if what I don't know what's going to happen in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. But the point is that the Japanese community has seen him grow this thing from nothing into this huge thing,
Mm.
and so they believe in him and they listen to him talk every single day on his show, in his spaces, and so they are deeply connected to him. But the foreign community is not connected to Ikehaya in the same way, or especially to Kosei in that same way.
Yep, yep.
And the Japanese community is not connected to Kosei in that same way either. So that's the tricky thing, and we'll see what happens from here on out. Like I don't think this floor is going to zero or anything. It's just I'm not comfortable holding this long term, because I'm not intending to be an active member of the community. So for me, it's like I hope they do well, and I hope it goes well, and their plans work out. But I personally I don't like the marketing approach that they've taken with this.
Yes, it's just 100% focused on the floor price and the profit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest, the founders, the collectors, everybody is aware of the floor price, but it comes down to the message that the team conveys, right? Like we all know that they're looking at the floor price. Of course,
Everybody
everybody
is,
is
yeah.
looking at the floor price.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know, and we all want the floor price to go up. I mean, of course, but what is the number one message that you want to get across to your community? I think that really is influential in the people that you attract. So we'll see what happens in Crypto Ninja World. I didn't end up buying because it just I couldn't. I didn't get it. I didn't find a good price entry, and right now I don't want to get in because it's always like, well, most times once you after the reveal, that's things get kind of quiet. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I don't feel like risking that at the moment. So um, basically that is like the main story of the Japanese market right now. The main project that came out, but I did want to mention just something. So, of course, many people in the global market have been talking about Blur and the airdrops and the OpenSea, changing to 0.5% optional royalties and what's going to happen to OpenSea, blah, 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 all that stuff. So, um, in terms of the Japanese market, I mean, I think most Japanese buyers still use OpenSea. Would you say that,
Yes, because they're not
Crypto?
traders.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Like Blur is convenient and like I've never bought on Blur, but I did check it out and listed for the airdrop and stuff. And there's a lot of good tools on there, but if you're not a trader, it can be kind of confusing and too many numbers and too many things. And especially if there's no Japanese language support, I think many Japanese people are not comfortable using Blur.
Mhm.
Because most people are honestly like a big portion of the Japanese market are just normal people, like creators. They're not like buying and selling all the time. So yeah, they're not really participating in this whole bid farming, airdrop farming, token farming thing for the most part. I mean, some people probably are, but Ikehaya, who is he's the marketing advisor for CMP, and then Road, he's the founder of Crypto Ninja Partners. They've both I've listened to them in spaces mentioned this whole blur farming thing. And they were both kind of complaining about it. Like, I don't get why people are doing this. Like, this is probably like impacting the floor. And they were kind of like negative about it. And I get it, but also like I get why people are doing it because they want money. Like there's no mystery here. Like people want money, so they're gonna try to get as much of the airdrop as possible, and they're gonna use whatever to do bid farming. And apparently, some people are using Crypto Ninja Partners, but I think it's a very small percentage. Most people are like for example, yesterday I saw there was like 11,000 ETH in 24-hour volume on Mutant Ape Yacht Club. That's ridiculous. That's freaking ridiculous. 11,000 ETH in 24 hours.
Yeah, people are farming. People are wash trading hard,
Yeah,
hard.
it's insane, man. Like, and of course, because of that, like the second airdrop is not going to be as like huge as the first one, right? Like, uh, and even then, like for unless you were trading, unless you actually did something on Blur, like, the first season of the airdrop wasn't much. Like, I think right now mine might be worth like $35 or something. So it's really not that much. I wasn't using Blur. I just,
Yeah, me neither.
I just got the first package drop. That's all.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was like, oh crap, I should have used more. But oh well, you live, you learn. So yeah, so in a way, I don't think this blur thing is impacting the Japanese market that much. Like actually, volume overall is not really crazy or anything. It's pretty steady, if not a little bit on the low side. And then CryptoNinja Partners and LAC and APP both have been on a steady kind of bleed out recently. They've been kind of going down little by little by little, and CryptoNinja Partners got down to like the 1.6s with WETH offers like 1.5 and maybe even a little bit lower. But it did bounce a little bit. It's like 1.8 ish or something. But I wouldn't say like that's it. It's going back up again. I mean, I'm not convinced yet. It's only been one day that it bounced. Uh, I mean, overall, the listings are very thin because it's only like 0.9% listed. But there's just at the current moment, there is not that same passion and craziness that was in back in like, I don't know, October, November, December. Yeah, because like for example, I think there were two events this past week that kind of led to a little bit more sell off in Crypto Ninja Partners. One was the Makimono free mint claim period. So they're going to be doing a big scroll, a big free mint thing in March, the Ninja DAO people. And I think you had to claim it by this past week if you're Crypto Ninja Partner. So maybe some people claimed it and then listed their CMP. And then I think the Neo Stacky, no, not the Crypto Ninja World. Maybe some of those they listed their people after they listed their CMPs after minting CNW. Maybe some of that contributed to the sell pressure, but we'll see. I mean, it's always a thin floor, so it could always move. A nice amount like 0.5, and plus now without the creator fees, you're cutting out that 10% royalty. So maybe there's something there, but I don't feel like buying in at like 1.8. Yeah, I'm looking for other stuff. Yeah. So overall, like I don't think it's such a huge impact immediately on the market. But one thing that I do think should be pointed out is that a lot of these Japanese projects don't have income outside of royalties.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
98% of the old
yeah,
NFT projects.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. And so I'm not sure what's gonna happen there because I don't see like royalties becoming like. I mean, there's ways around it. There's on-chain royalties and limit break. That Gabe Layden company, like they have a new contract which is like on-chain royalty enforcement, blah blah blah. So there's ways it could happen, but I think the Japanese market, many projects, they're basically only relying on royalty and the initial mint, which is a lot less than most non-Japanese projects, and there's very little venture capital funding. And even like CMPs, like yeah, they're making a good amount of money, and they have been, but it's nothing like BAYC or anything like that. So Ikehaya recently did a tweet where he said, "Oh, this whole thing was calculated. I anticipated this. I'm totally prepared for no royalties. I make monies from subscriptions and advertising and this and that." And my thought when I read his tweet was, no, he personally makes that money. His
Yeah.
Voicey is his money. His ICL is his Alpha Group is his money. That is not CMP money. Now, yes, maybe he doesn't have to charge CMP for being like a marketing advisor. Maybe he's not taking a salary and blah blah blah. Okay, fine. That's good. But you know, that's the English language tweet that he did was a little bit misleading. He didn't explain that those were his personal sources of income. He was trying to make it sound like that was CNP income. So just be aware of that. I don't think CMP is going anywhere. I don't think it's going to zero, but just understand that CMP was making a lot of money from daily royalties. They were doing 20 ETH, 40 ETH every single day, 10% of that every single day. Now, let's say that goes away, it's gone. That's a lot of money that they're not making anymore. You know, they're working on other ways to make money, and they have been making money by releasing more projects, blah, blah, blah. But still, that's a big blow. When you're cutting out 40 ETH of 10% of 40 ETH every single day, or 20 ETH every single day, that's a lot of money that you're not making anymore. So yeah, just something to be aware of. But for example, Neo Tokyo Punks, they're looking at like doing like actual apparel and starting their own brand and all that. I don't know if that will go well. I hope it does. but Nico-san has expressed in a tweet I read one time. I think he retweeted my tweet and he said like, "Oh, NFT projects need to start looking at other sources of income." So he's very much aware of that, this whole royalty problem. So that's a good thing. At least he acknowledges it, and that's part of the, that's the first step to solving a problem, right? You need to acknowledge that it's a problem. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. It's an interesting development. Um, okay, so we can get into Iroiro, I guess. Iroiro is a new project. Anything you want to start with that one, or you want? What do you
Oh, I
think?
don't really know nothing about
Iroiro.
it. Like people being like
Okay.
getting into like raffle to farm the
Yeah.
whitelist for that. And other than that,
Hmm.
I don't know anything about the project.
Okay. So I learned about Iroiro a couple months ago. A Japanese YouTuber that talks about NFTs introduced it, and he mentioned that Ikehaya had mentioned it. So, even on the Japanese side, it seems like people are probably pretty aware of it.
Mm,
Um, but I didn't really look into it. I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I knew that it was backed by a notable Web2 company from Japan called Cybers.
Cyberzetto.
Uh,
Uh,
Cyberzetto. Okay, Cyberzetto. Did you know about this company? Because I didn't know about it until I learned about this
I
project.
did not know about it. I just had to Google it. They are like,
Yeah,
you know, advertising company or whatever. It's not as big as the
yeah.
uh なんだっけ、博報堂
Toei?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Hakuhodo.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Haku.
can't compare
Yeah, yeah,
Toei and the Hakuhodo to this project. I mean this company.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So again, this is not like a household name. This is not like a name that everybody knows. Even in the advertising world, it's not like the top or anything like Crypto was saying. But they are a significant company. It seems like they are a pretty successful company. They also have this like online kind of Twitch live streaming platform, and they're involved with like these online games, and but digital advertising is kind of like their main thing. It seems they have I guess they have offices in like San Francisco and Taiwan from what I've seen. But again, I'd never heard of this company. Uh, but yeah, so they're involved with this. The art is by Sashimi, the person that we talked about a few minutes ago, from Project A Heart, and also Sashimi did the art for Den Dekaden, and also Uwu Crew, UW Crew is involved with this. So this seems to be like a joint project between Uwu Crew and Cybers, Cybers Ed. But I'm not sure on the exact details. I was just looking into this today. Uwu Crew, I've seen their name a lot. I know that they're involved with like Killer GF, which was a popular project last year, and several other projects too that have this kind of like anime style to them. So they've been very successful overall, I would say. So it's interesting that it's this kind of like Web3 established group, non-Japanese partnering with a Web2 company, kind of like Dendeka what we saw there. Like it's a non-Japanese person leading that team, but partnered together with Toei Animation, one of the biggest animation studios in Japan. So Iroiro has been getting good attention, but I didn't get whitelist for it. I'm not going to be minting. I think that this is notable because of the people doing it. Also, the art is by Sashimi, who's well known, so that's great. But the roadmap just doesn't attract me. Like I can't tell you something like really unique about what this project is trying to do. Like, I mean, everything comes down to execution, right? Like nothing can be 100% unique. It all comes down to the team and how they do it. Are they able to like build community and get people interested? That's the ultimate thing. But when I look purely at the roadmap, it's like collaborations with artists, real life events, merchandise. It's the same roadmap that I've seen since Bored Apes came out,
Yeah,
right?
I
So,
seen the same playbook over and over.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You gotta do something more fun and you gotta do something new.
Yeah, a little bit unique. You need that one thing that's gonna, kind of set you apart. That people like us can say, actually, well, Ito is doing this new thing, this one thing that nobody else has done before, or that's really unique. and then that gives us something to talk about, right? But it gives the community and people and the holders and everybody something to talk about. And right now, the main attraction point of this project is that it's CyberZ and Uru Crew, and it's been getting attention, and that's great. I hope it does well. But from a fundamental, like, what this project is trying to do perspective, I don't know. Like, I can't really say anything really, really unique about it.
Yeah, they gotta identify the sustainer. What's gonna sustain them in the long term? Like what's the idea?
Hmm.
Like how they gonna
Hmm.
make it big? How they gonna be known for? Like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, the gimmick for the mint here is, I think, like, you mint these, they're girls, like the PFP is girls, right? The art is girls, and then you're able to color them and add the traits in, I guess, later on. That's fun, nice, but I mean, it's nothing like unique. Like, we've seen stuff like this, especially in the global market before. So, like, even that, like, I can't really, like, say that's like really exciting. I mean, for the community maybe it is, but just as an objective, analysis, I can't quite say that. So, I don't know. Like, if you have whitelist, I'd probably go for it. I
yeah,
don't think the mid price is that high or anything. Like, and if you like the community, even better. Maybe there's something there that I can't speak about because I wasn't involved in this for the past couple of months. Just again, from that's my take on it from a purely, like, outside, analysis kind of perspective. Yeah. One thing that I did want to bring up, kind of related to this, is the other day I tweeted about a project called Samurai Shonen. I showed you this crypto. And it was like a total scam project.
yeah.
it was it was so ridiculous. Like, like, so I was in a Discord channel, like, this private Discord channel that a couple friends of mine, like, they invited me into, and one of the alpha caller guys, like, he's like, oh, this one is going to be a stealth mint, check it out. And I told him, like, oh man, no, like, the Japanese looks like Google Translate, like auto translate, like, this is bad Japanese. It's just like a literal horrible translation of DGen English. uh and I told him, like, this looks super shady. Like, this is, I don't know, but the people believed it because it said that it was a joint venture, or it was, what was, SMBC Midosuke, which is a Japanese bank, was supposedly, like, funding this, or backing it somehow. That was in their Twitter profile, and so people were like, oh, this is like the next Den Decaden or something, right? Because that's kind of like the current thing that people are looking out for. What's going to be the next Den Decaden? Maybe Ito, maybe something else, maybe this Samurai Shonen. And so people started buying. That thing got botted, so people started, just the floor went immediately to like 0.6. And then, like, my people started noticing my tweet. I don't know, people started realizing, like, maybe this isn't good. I don't know. I got like 50 followers or something on Tokyo Alpha from that tweet. And then the floor started going down, going down, going down, going down. And then, like, by 2 days later, like, the Twitter account was deleted, and the floor is basically zero right now. So yeah, ever since Japanese NFTs really started popping off last fall, like, in after Ao Panda especially, I've seen multiple Japanese, supposedly Japanese projects with bad, like, Google Translate Japanese, anon stealth mints popping up, trying to get people to buy it just because it looks Japanese or it's supposed to be Japanese. So, be careful, like, they know that these Japanese mints can sometimes pop off. And so these scammer groups, these anonymous scammer groups, they build these projects that like the Samurai Show didn't even reveal, like, that, it's a total hard rug. um yeah, and I think the wallet that deployed it even minted some. I sold some, so they made money, and yeah, they made some good money probably. So yeah, just be careful. Just because it looks Japanese doesn't mean it is Japanese. You can tag me over at Tokyo Alpha HQ. I'll take a look at it. I can tell you if it looks like natural Japanese or not. Just be careful with these, like, super anon, like, shady stealth mints. Yeah. So that was Samurai Shonen. That was so funny. So basically, I mean, that's the main topics that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you wanted to bring up anything else.
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, the last two things coming up this weekend, I think, is Pen Pens, and Pen Pens is the next free mint from Ninja DAO. I think that's the 25th or 26th. Just check double check on that. I don't know anything about the project. Sorry, I tried to look into it, but I couldn't find anything on their Ninja DAO Twitter, and I didn't feel like going into their their Discord because it's so freaking complicated, and I didn't feel like digging around in there. So sorry if you have whitelist, probably a no brainer, but I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
And then Moss Fam, we talked about that last week. I think that's the 26th, maybe the Saturday. Again, another super cheap mint, 0.001. The guy is connected to Ninja DAO and Ikehaya. They're kind of friendly, and he's a lawyer. So I don't know. I do think it'll mint out. We'll see how it goes in the secondary. I did enter a raffle with Ikehaya Pass. I don't know if I got it or if they've announced it yet, but I'll have to double check on that.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, hopefully, like I don't mind getting a whitelist for that. I do think it'll mint out no problem. Yeah, like Ikehaya Pass did a whitelist giveaway with Momoguro too. Momoguro is getting a lot of attention in the global market. That's not a Japanese project, but they're going with like the Japanese name, I guess. And so they recently did an AMA with I think it was with Kosei and Ikehaya.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Alright.
did you listen to that?
Oh shit! Did I miss it? I was invited.
I don't know if I thought they did it already, but I didn't listen to it if they did.
Hold on. Oh, I thought it was this weekend.
Oh, double check on that. But I know that Ikehaya did do the whitelist giveaway on Ikehaya Pass. I'm just not sure if they did the space already.
11.
I thought I pressed a reminder, but maybe I missed it, or maybe it hasn't happened yet.
At February 23rd, 11:30.
Oh,
jeez.
11:30 Japan time.
11:30
Okay.
a.m. Yep.
Oh, Japan time. Okay, so that's like a day and a half away. A day away. One day away.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
The guy from Conduct 3 is my friend. So I told him I'll be there. So.
Oh, okay. Cool. So yeah, that's interesting. We're seeing more global projects taking an interest in, especially Ikehaya. Not just Japan, but particularly Ikehaya, because he's the most well-known person. He's the most public one, and he's the one that's working the hardest to get people to notice him in the global market. So we're seeing these projects reach out to him to do these AMAs. I don't know if that will have a positive impact on the global project, because the thing is that, let's face it, not that many Japanese buyers are interested in non-Japanese projects, and most non-Japanese projects they have a pump and they have a dump. So if people start buying these projects and they start losing money, I don't know, like maybe that they're not happy then. I really don't know, like, if that's good or bad for the Japan side. For the non-Japanese side, I guess they get a few more buyers, so maybe they're happy. So yeah, I'm not sure what the long-term impact is here, but for now, Ikehaya is getting whitelists for these projects, so I guess he's happy.
I mean, we got it too at the spam.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, man. I need to check more regularly. So many Discords, I lose track.
I think their plan is to distribute the allow list to Japanese who is more collector side, on the collector side, instead of flipper. So they're hoping to reach out to Japanese community.
I guess so, but here's the risk of that, right? Like, so you get these people that are inexperienced investors buying these projects that may go up, and a lot of times they do go up, but then they go down. And these people are not experienced in the global market, so do they lose money? Like, does the floor then go under mint price?
Well, like when you're just minting your allow list, there's less risk.
I mean, that's the safest.
Yes, it's expected to fly pretty high, So
yeah.
So that I don't advise people to trade Momoguro, but if you have allow list, you should mint.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting a lot of attention from the traders. The people are talking about it, so I'm pretty sure it will do well. I mean, no clue on the floor price. I don't even know what the mint price is, but I mean, if you have whitelist, it's probably a good one to have. So I need to check on that. Like, Ikehaya did a raffle, and then he said sorry, our alpha bot didn't work. You need to check with Momoguro. And like, okay, but
What the
like,
fuck?
how do we check with Momoguro? Like, how do we do that? Like, he didn't say.
So who won?
Yeah, who won? Who the hell won? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I won or not.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so, and then people were asking in the replies, like, so what do we do? And he didn't reply.
Hmm. Well,
Like his English tweets, I think, are mostly like direct
hmm.
translations, because they sound very Japanese English.
Hmm.
So a lot of times they're very vague. They're kind of difficult to understand, like what he's trying to say.
Maybe I.
And like it for it like for me, since I can read the Japanese, I'm like, oh come on, just tell it to me in Japanese. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess I need to go into the Momoguro Discord and figure that out, because maybe there's a small chance I have whitelist.
Oh, you do?
Uh, no, there's a small chance, like if I won the raffle for Ikehaya Pass, but there were only like 160 whitelist spots, so I don't know. I don't think it's that high of a chance that I won.
Well,
So,
at the spam down, it was like 1 in 10, something like that, maybe less. 1 in 5,
uh,
1 in 5 chance to
yeah.
win the whitelist.
Oh man. Okay, I should have. Yeah, I should have paid more attention. But anyway, yeah, I'll have to check in the Momoguro Discord, I guess. All right. I guess that's basically it. I am still figuring out the details on that Neo Tokyo Punk's English AMA. Nico's very busy, so we're figuring out the details on that, but that should be happening soon. That's ahead of the second collection that they're dropping in March. So just keep an eye out on this account, the Tokyo Alpha HQ on Twitter, or even my personal account at the Vega Tony. I'll announce it probably on both. So check that out if you're interested. And then Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. I do a bilingual space, Japanese and English. It's not really like a trade, kind of show, but we do talk about what's going on in the NFTs. Sometimes we talk about other stuff, and sometimes Japanese creators come and they talk about their projects. It's a very fun, loose, very nice people come, and it's not so much about floor prices. It's more about just general information,
Mm.
and just having a good time. So that's 10 a.m.'s Japan time, 2 hours usually. So,
Ooh.
yeah. Yep, that's it. And then crypto, go follow him and go check out Zeal Chain if you're interested in that, at Zeal Chain, ZIELCHAIN.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
they got more stuff coming
Yeah.
soon.
We're ready for
AMAs,
ready
all that
for
stuff.
takeoff. We're almost ready
Ready for
for.
takeoff. All
Yeah,
right,
we've been
I'm excited. I'm
sleeping,
excited.
letting all the grinders leave the Discord.
Right, 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 right. Yeah.
Yeah, we are ready.
That's cool. All right, so go check that out. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it. And we'll be back next week.
Okay, thank you guys.